Hey, welcome in everyone to Dom Time. Dom Giordano in studio with me tonight. J.D. Mullane from the Bucks County Courier-Times, who's written a piece about the Gosnell trial and, more importantly, tweeted out the photo that showed us that the national media just wasn't there and covering it. The seats were vacant. Let's go to some callers. You get in at 866-472-8868. John in Cherry Hill, you're with J.D. Mullane. Go right ahead.
Hi, Dom. Hi, J.D. How you doing?
Good, John.
Good.
I've got a question. It seems to defy logic. You've got a grisly crimes committed. I mean, these are grisly. You can't even read about them without getting, your stomach upset. But to have such a concerted effort or such a large group of people not covering it, is there a common thread? Is there a common group, website, an email that would tell these people not to go see this? I mean, I'm not a journalist. Is there any websites that journalists join?
I would say go to a number of bars. That's where most of them are. That's where you'll find them doing this, John. But J.D.?
Well, I don't think they've journalisted the Gosnell trial. I just think it's a way of how journalists tend to think about abortion. They tend to be pro-choice. Roe versus Wade is the law of the land, and so if 200,000 people show up every January for the March for Life, they're fringe, it's academic, and it's just the way they think. There have been a number of studies since the late 1980s showing that journalists are overwhelmingly pro-choice. And as I said before, the power of Gosnell is that this is in a court of law, not a court of public opinion. And the testimony is so powerful, and the photographs are not doctored. The critics of the pro-life movement, when they see those pictures of the aborted fetuses, say they're doctored, they're photoshopped.
Right.
Well, these aren't photoshopped in a court of law. So as far as, was there some sort of, conspiracy among elite journalists not to cover Gosnell? I don't think so. But they took a pass. And I think they know that if they had to report these grisly details that come up in testimony, there would be a lot of minds changed.
Let's talk about some of the politics of this, and it is big-time politics. Viewers know Governor Tom Ridge, head of Homeland Security, still a national figure today, and we've talked about that Ridge is really, in my view, a Republican, the architect of this, by sending the word out when he was governor in Pennsylvania, no inspections. I don't know how that trickled down to the Rendell administration, but viewers should know that Gosnell had no inspections for 17 years.
That's right. There was a decision made in 1995 when Tom Ridge took office not to inspect the Commonwealth's 22 abortion clinics. And this was done, Dom, because Governor Ridge, being a pro-choice Republican, felt that there was a wall that kept women, especially poor women, from seeking abortion.
Well, let me ask that. And we even heard somebody today told me this. Well, it's because we don't have enough money for abortions. That's why Gosnell was able to operate in the manner that he did. We need more funding.
Well, Gosnell was the guy to go to if you wanted to discount abortion. That's been part of testimony, and sometimes he gave them away for free. So there was no barrier if you wanted an abortion from the Women's Health Society on Lancaster Avenue.
Yeah, but I mean, if you wanted a legitimate, I'll use that term, sterile abortion, you had to pay more money.
Well, yeah.
So we ought to fund this more, is the argument.
Yeah, and they did put an abortion doctor up there on the stand last week, who incidentally said he's done 40,000 abortions over the last 30 years here in southeastern Pennsylvania. But he said that his abortions run between $1,500 and $1,900, but a lot of insurance plans will pick the cost up, and the copay will be about $300. So I don't know what wall Governor Ridge was trying to lower or demolish by enabling Kermit Gosnell to flourish.
All right, phone numbers are 866-472-8868. Would love to hear from you, particularly if you're pro-choice. Does J.D. Mullane and others protest too much about this Gosnell trial? Let's go to Barbara. Barbara, you're with Dom Giordano and J.D. Mullane from the Bucks County Courier-Times. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, Dom. I just want to say that I am against abortion, and I think that lousy doctor, they ought to hang him down on City Hall. let him hang there and let everybody look at him. The dirty dog doing what he does.
Thank you, Barbara. I will take that as the pro-choice position. JD, the other politics of this, candidate already for governor, and somebody who's raised a lot of money, a lot of name recognition to go against Governor Corbett, Allison Schwartz, the current congresswoman from Montgomery County. What's her role in this? How does it play out in this big race that many people are going to be watching nationally?
Well, one thing you can guarantee that Congresswoman Schwartz will not be playing up is the fact she ran an abortion clinic from 1979 to about 1984. Elizabeth Blackwell Medical Center, I think it was called, did abortions from 75 to about the mid-80s and then began referrals. And of course, the question that the Congresswoman has not answered is, did she know Kermit Gosnell? Did she hear anything about what was going on in his clinic?
Right.
Did any of the patients coming to Elizabeth Blackwell Center that Allison ran, did they say anything to her or her staff? Did she or her staff ever refer women to Kermit Gosnell's abortion clinic on Lancaster Avenue? She hasn't answered that. I've sent messages to her through Twitter, through her staff email, but it's silent. I don't know why she won't just come out and say, clear the air. What did she know? Did she know the doctor? Did she know what was going on? There have been people who said that everybody, the grand jury report says it, that a lot of people knew there were bad things happening in Kermit Gosnell's abortion clinic. And it's a very small universe. That particular medical practice, there aren't very many doctors. I think there are 2 or 3 abortion clinics in the entire city of Philadelphia. So everybody knows everybody. But the Congresswoman has not answered any of those questions.
All right, the Gosnell trial, and you can tell it plays into big-time politics, as J.D. Moane has just talked about. Tell me, too, when we call, my producers tell me 15 or 20 various people that are associated with choice, abortion, none of them will come on and talk about this case and whether or not Gosnell is what the abortion industry really is all about and that the media didn't cover it. Is that fair, or does J.D. sound like the type of guy and others who just want to shut down abortion clinics? Here's how you get to us, 866-472-8868, 866-472-8868 here on Dom Time.